Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in the video description. Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Digging the Game. I am once again joined by the awesome Liv.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Liv. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm okay. This is part 5, incidentally, of C14 Dating, and we're yet to have a date. Do you think this might be the time for us to finally get a date?
I hope so. I feel like it's getting a. I mean, I always enjoy a slow burn, but this is getting quite ridiculous.
It is, isn't it? A little bit. The thing is, though, it might be one of those ironic things where it's called C14 Dating because we do, in fact, do dating of old artifacts.
Maybe.
Who knows? Incidentally, for those of you at home who haven't been watching this incremental series so far, this is part 5, and in this series we play computer games as archaeologists. And as we always say for this particular game, C14 Dating might just be the best archaeological game ever made. That's not an exaggeration. The content is real. Anyway, today I'm not going to press start. I'm going to press continue.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to continue and we're going to dive into the game. So, let's see, where were we up to? March, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
Is it?
It has to be March, because we haven't...
August, September, I see, yeah, I see.
Or, wait. I was thinking that it was a save date, so I was like, oh my god, we can't have played since August last year, can we?
No, I think it's March. It must be March. Let's go with March.
But it's only an 8-week course.
Just goes on forever. I was surrounded by 4 buckets, each dedicated to a different layer. When I reached the bottom, I learned that my square sloped like a steep slide. It had to be perfectly vertical. There were a few inches, metric, think metric, centimetres, I had to scrape off, but there was still the possibility I would find more bone and flint while smoothing it over. Kyla was absent during laboratory work, leaving me in a solitary hole. Through my low music, I heard footsteps coming down the ladder. I paused my song as I turned around to greet the person. Augustine clutched a document that looked vaguely familiar, and I realised it had my writing on it. My stomach plunged, but I forced a hopeful grin as I removed my earbuds and stood up.
Yeah, that's the horror, when the professor shows up with that kind of face.
Yeah, that face, yeah. I'm not happy. Hello, Augustine? Melissa. He handed me the fiche, and I nervously glanced over it, wondering what was wrong. I noticed that in your most recent reports, you do not sketch the findings in the grid provided at the bottom.
Oh my god.
She's breaking site protocol. I flipped it over, and he tapped the last page, which were devoid of any pencil marks. I scrambled to formulate a reason for neglecting that last part. I originally didn't bother sketching the smaller objects, and I guess it just became a habit. Well, everything already gets recorded in the nature list, so I didn't draw its position too. He shook his head, severely disappointed by my logic. I sidestepped to allow him to approach my square, and he picked up the bigger trowel from my usual tool set. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I picked up the bigger trowel. Yeah, I'm your boss.
Asserting dominance.
Yeah. Again and again, I stressed that context is important in microstratigraphy. No, sorry. He says, sorry.
Yeah.
Again and again, I have stressed that context is important in microstratigraphy, not just the X and Y coordinates, which is true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not just the delta, but also how it was positioned when you found it. The provenance is essential in understanding how this find got to where it is now. Do you know what period you're working on? Roughly 120,000 years ago, give or take a few thousand. And is this during a warm or a cool period? Asked Augustine. This is during the end of a brief warm period. The warmer period began around 130,000 years ago, and from 120,000 onward it started to cool down. It is extremely important to record context in these layers due to climate change. Moreover, it has been proven Neanderthals have occupied this cave, and their remains have been found in these sediments. Most of these findings have been recovered in a secondary context, that is, they were moved from their original position due to external elements, such as fluvial process, rockfalls, animals, or ice. We need to know what position the finding was in to determine how it was brought here, or if it is in situ. If a bone is vertical, it is possible that it was moved by a cryoturbulation with ice. That's an interesting word, isn't it? Cryoturbulation.
I like it.
Yeah, with ice wedging underneath it, little by little every year until it has moved to its new context. Okay, that's quite cool. Or maybe it was deliberately buried by a Neanderthal. But how will we know, if you do not record this? Says Melissa. His tone was level. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've definitely done that. I've neglected to fill out context sheets properly. And then you feel as though you've just completely ruined the whole system.
Yep.
His tone was level but very strict, and with every sentence I felt more and more careless about my excavation. I could only nod as he continued. Here we believe the cave was opened up during the warm period, possibly due to collapse, but we don't know. Caves usually have a stabilised environment until something happens, such as a rock falls or a river cutting through the limestone. It is now subject to more drastic turmoil, and we need to know what those changes were and how they impacted this cave. Augustine continued using his trowel to pretend to find various bones or flint. I did my best to follow along, but my mind was a whirlwind of disappointment.
Aww.
I had thought I carried out the procedures to a T. Why didn't Kyler point it out? No, it wasn't his fault. If anything, I should have been more aware. Maybe Sherry would know. Archaeology destroys. Nice. That should be on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
With someone to sort of, go, yeah! Archaeology is destroyed. You have one chance to accurately record the position. Then it is gone forever. The unrepeatable experiment. It's like a Christmas present you can't rewrap. Then it's gone forever. And you are no better than a collector who does not respect the significance of context.
Oh my god, I love Augustine. I love Augustine.
Therefore, please outline how they were found. Its provenance is extremely vital. Right, you got it, Augustine. You got it. Melissa clearly just wants to just get sucked into the earth right now, doesn't she? Yeah. I'm really sorry. I will return sorry. I'll return this document to the lab, but I want all future reports to be filled in completely. Do we understand? Once he was gone, I tossed my trowel into one of the buckets and grabbed my journal. I had a feeling I needed to write down everything that I had just been lectured on before I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Good idea. Oh, so, okay, successful volunteer, lab, fail. Oh. Yeah, 5 more objects to clean in the lab today. Good luck. Well, let's hope we can do this after being
scolded.
Yeah. Okay, so force 15. What I'm gonna let you, because last time I just charged ahead and broke things, didn't I? So
I'm thinking we're going to start with the sticks.
The sticks, okay, yeah. That's force 1.
And then maybe the other sticks.
Okay, that's mystery force, yeah.
Yeah, and cloth maybe.
Cloth, okay, yeah.
I think that's enough. I mean, 15 is kind of low, right?
It is kind of low. Yeah, okay, check. 7 points off. Still too dirty. Okay, click to continue. Target force 19.
Okay, sieve.
Sieve, yep.
Cloth.
Cloth, yep.
9, that's almost half of it.
Yeah. So I reckon that's probably going to be...
About 12?
12 or 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking.
craft stick.
Yeah, craft sticks and toothpick maybe.
Oh, okay, okay. Ah, you broke the object.
Oh, just by one.
You broke the object, Liv, not me. You. Sorry, I should be more.
I remember me
collegiate.
taunting you.
Okay, so
last time. So
15 this time. So bucket sieve is 9.
Yeah.
And then just the cloth or just the craft sticks, do you think?
Just the cloth.
Just the cloth, okay. Check. Too much force. It looks like the craft sticks would have been perfect. Oh, okay. See, it's because we got told off. That's why we're completely psyched out.
We're just nope.
Yep.
Okay, but 28 is like hell of a lot. I think we can take them all.
So craft stick was 9. No, craft stick was 6.
I think they change for everyone.
Oh, okay. So that, and then toothpick? I think all of them.
I think all of them.
Okay.
I mean...
Okay. That's... Oh dear. So hang on, so 28, let's see. That would have been 9 plus 8, 17. Plus 7 would be 24. Plus 6 would be 33.
I think we couldn't get a perfect score, right?
I don't think so.
11, 18... no, we can get to...
So 33, 34, that kind of area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but nonetheless, we broke it.
We broke it.
So,
yeah. But breaking 3 out of 5 isn't that bad, right?
Okay, number 4 is 5. Okay, here we go. 21 target. So
21.
So that's 9.
Bucket. Toothpicks.
Toothpicks. Yep. Okay.
I'm thinking we're skipping cloth.
Okay. Yep.
And maybe brush instead.
And then is that it?
I think so.
Check. 7. Oh, come on! Oh, okay, that's fine. La la la.
but I'm thinking Melissa needs a complete failure today.
Yes, she's just been psyched out by the professor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh no, she doesn't look happy, does she? Melissa, what's up?
You're breaking shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stop breaking. Rosemary blinked out of her trance and turned to me, flashing a smile. She made a sweeping movement with her arm to direct my attention. Just trying to refit this collection. They're all pieces from the same layer, and I'm trying to connect them. That sounds difficult. There's easily hundreds right there. Think of it as getting a box of pieces from different jigsaw puzzles. They don't tell you how many pieces are missing or how many puzzles they're from. No pictures to help either. It's a huge accomplishment to pair up even one. I bet, yeah, absolutely. And now I'm forbidden to use glue. Bah. I don't think you should use glue. Anyway, I did hear a snippet of it. It seems both Augustine and Hendrik don't like it when collections get fiddled with. Oh, agitated, she slammed both hands on the table. They disapprove of removing anything from their precious order. Everything must remain in its properly recorded place and stored away. They pay more attention to context and microstratigraphy than actively putting pieces together. I feel like I'm the only one who wants to learn about Neanderthals. Oh, they're so... Is she going to say Neanderthalic? Oh, no, they're just Neanderthals. They're so boneheaded. No more like rock-headed. No, forgive me. I'm for resorting to one of Hendrik's puns. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm the one who studies all the technology. I even craft my own tools and weapons here to demonstrate. If you'd like, feel free to help me. Seeing it up close is fascinating. Just watch yourself. Many of the blade edges are still sharp, like new. Sure. I pulled up a chair, focusing on the nearest pieces. So these are all from Kaelin Cave. Of course, every single one documented and accounted for. If a flint was found in the wet screening, though, it'll be missing some coordinates. So if it was found in the spoil from the site, as opposed to actually in the ground, it was being saved afterwards. The variety was, incidentally, I know you know that, Liv. I'm just saying, for people at home. By the way, Liv, pat you on the head. The variety was stunning, from small flake pieces to others that resembled axes or thin knives. I picked up one and brought it to her attention. How were they able to accomplish this exactly? Sherry did lecture to me about it, but it was mostly sketch diagrams of the final product, not the process. Good question. Depends on what they were planning to do with it. For example, make a racloir, axe or points. But the one you're holding is a racloir. Also called a scraper. Thank you. Scraper.
That's what we call it.
It could be a rasloir. No. You can see it was beautifully retouched by pressure flaking at its edge here.
Oh, pressure flaking.
Precious pressure flaking. They used a burin, I think, like a chisel, with a pointed end, and applied force until it snaps off a flake. Good for finer details and also for resharpening or reworking tools. Neanderthals were clever. They knew how to get long use out of their tools, and they had more control than previous stone tool industry. So we're talking the Acheulean, I guess, industry. And this one, I picked it up, and the stone tool had an odd bulb near the end, followed by ripples along its surfaces, ripples of percussion. It reminded me of a shell. It's a conchoidal flake. It could be retouched into a tool if needed. It was easier to carry lightweight flakes than larger intact rocks. That's true, yeah. So you snap off a large rough blank that then you could later on make into tools. This kind of thing. This was done by percussion flaking. Basically, you use a hammer stone to strike at a precise angle and break a flake off, causing a rippling pattern. We placed the objects down, and Rosemary tapped one of the bigger stones in the centre of the box. This scarred thing in the middle is a quartzite core. Quartzite is extremely hard to nap, but if material was limited, they would use it. Now, I need to find the tertiary flakes to fit to it. Tertiary? Now, do you know what tertiary flakes are, Liv?
I think I do. I mean, most of my archaeology was taught to me in Swedish, so...
I seem to recall tertiary flakes are the flakes that are not from the original core. They're not used as tools. They're basically the waste, also known as debitage, I believe. Let's see, shall we? Flakes from the interior part of the rock. Think of the core as a yolk of an egg. The tertiary flakes are the white part, and the outer flakes, called primary and secondary, as pieces of shell. Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong.
She's trying to, like, glue it back together.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I'm following how the Neanderthals napped the tools in reverse, step by step. I know the terminology can be a little overwhelming. Right now, it's more important to be able to identify them when you're digging. Okay, fair enough. This quartzite is actually from the old Moose River deposit a few kilometres from here. Hendrik and I published a few papers on material sources. Higher quality material like flint and chert would be carried for even longer distances. Dear me, I'm blathering like a cartoon owl from a kid's show. What? If you'd like, I can show you some of the stuff Hendrik and I published together. It'll give you more insight into regarding Kaelin's history. Really, I'd love to see that. If you could email me or print it off. I was awed that they'd published works. Now that I thought about it, they probably published updates or findings related to Kaelin Cave. It sounds like you and Hendrik have worked a lot together. We attended the same university, we went to the similar classes. Obviously, published some papers together too. Says Melissa. I hesitated but decided to be frank about it. It had been nagging at the back of my mind for a while. What are you going to ask, do you think?
If they've dated.
Yay, dating! Are you and Hendrik a couple?
That face.
Oh. What? Where'd you get that idea? Nine. No, don't get me wrong. I love and adore Hendrik, but as a friend, I'm not attracted to men in that way either.
Oh.
Anyway, about the papers.
Smooth.
Yeah, change topic. Just put this one in the drawer. I'll talk to Hendrik about it, since I know he'll have them on hand or in digital format. Why is my name being mentioned? Oh, Hen, speak of the devil. Melissa and I were just discussing sharing our published works with her. Oh, not those. They're badly worded, all gibberish, with convoluted sentences, in an attempt to sound mastery smart. You're over-exaggerating. And in French, some are published in English. You know, I don't have to look at them if you don't want me to. I'm satisfied with my recent work, so I don't mind sharing those with you, says Hendrik. Rosemary, his first published work could be boiled down to, gee, these 60 million year old mountains sure haven't changed much in 60 million years. I had to pick something, and it was still time-consuming compiling all that data, Miss G. These Neanderthals prefer to use local mapping material. She pouted, then hummed to change the subject. I'll gather the newest articles. The ones written by Rosemary and me cover locations of material used for napping, while the ones I've collaborated with on with my uncle explain the stratigraphy of kaolin. Sounds good. It'll give me something to read over the weekend, says Melissa. Hendrik glanced at the collection on the table, although he seems to be glancing out of the room.
Yeah.
like, behind you. I'm guessing Rosemary finally gave you one of her spiels. I hope it made up for missing out on the presentation earlier. True, Augustine had decided it was easy to explain stone tools himself, since there was only one English-speaking student present. Yep, it was pretty interesting. Must have been, since everyone left 10 minutes ago. Sherry was looking for you. What? I glanced at the wall clock. Eep, thanks for the reminder. Lady Melissa, says Rosemary, Miss Queen of changing the topic of conversation. Mm-hmm. And thanks again for the talk, Rosemary. Okay, so we've established that they're not a couple.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay, this evening is more festive than usual. Oh. Ooh. There was a party here every night, but this was one of the liveliest I'd seen yet. There's a party every night.
How do they do any studying?
Yeah, that's okay. That's not necessarily fully. And maybe there's drinking every night. I can imagine that.
Yeah, sure, but partying. No.
I've never seen yet. Oh, here he comes. Hello.
Flexing his muscles.
Yeah. Oh, hi. I'm just a rugby player from New Zealand. This is the last week for most of the students here. That's why they're all celebrating, says DeAndre. Oh. What's let's party in French? Asks Melissa. Faire la fête. You could simply say celebrons. Isn't faire the verb for make? Asks Melissa. Make, do, act, you know. Basically you're saying make the party. Yeah, exactly. That's why French doesn't make any sense. Yeah. No, I'm joking. There were similar things in Welsh. That sounds more like That sounds more engaging than let's party. In English, we should say let's make party from now on. No, we shouldn't. No, because that's bad English. You dig? Oh, is this a pun? Is this a pun? Okay, no. It's interesting. I don't think it's going to catch on, Mel. Watch me. It'll spread like a catchphrase in Mockets. What?
Wait.
My eyes wandered over to the dance scene, which was pitiful in my eyes. There were a few casual participants with some beer in hand. I had a feeling if no one else joined in, it would dissolve like sugar in tea. A shame. I hated seeing an empty dance floor. I know, and the thing is, I don't know if you're like me, Liv, but I just love being in the middle of a room dancing. and having everyone watch me. I love it. So in that sense, Mel is not us.
Nope.
I spotted Chantal and Joan chatting away and decided to join them. Okay. Later, DeAndre. Cheers. Something up? Here to say hi, says Chantal. Hi, says Joan. Hey, Joan and Chantal. You could say that. I was waiting for the right time to dance. You should grab a partner and encourage more people to join in. True. Even if club music was not my thing, at least it'd get my feet moving. Who should I ask? Who should I ask? Kyla, Dandre, Shoji. He's the guy with the SNES t-shirt, isn't he, I think?
Yeah.
Hendrik would rock the dance floor. Yes, he would.
I
Dance with the girls,
I think
or Joan?
this is where we choose who we want to date. Who do we want?
I'm drawn
Henrik?
to Hendrik's puns.
Yeah. Let's do the pun man.
I think the pun man. Because Shoji's too shy. Andre he's not going to be, he's going to be a short-termer. He's going to be back to New Zealand. Kyla, moody. Dance with the girls. Well, we'll pick a partner. And Joan, I don't know. Again,
Hendrik is more fun.
Yeah, Hendrik is fun. Okay, it was a breeze to find him. Hendrik, was casually talking to Rosemary by the eating area when I approached him. Hello, it's good to see you finally joining in one of our social gatherings. I was surprised myself, but the atmosphere's been fun, and I thought, why not? A lot of the students here are finished this week, and I haven't had a beer in a while. Then, would it be too much to ask for a dance too? Says Melissa. A dance?
Both of them is... Oh my god, I love Rosemary's face.
Rosemary gave him a sharp slap on the back. Ow! Go on, you workaholic. I think you can afford a few minutes to accompany the young lady who thoughtfully asked you out. Asked you out? Blimey, it's just a dance. Chillax. But I have 2 left feet, says Hendrik. Lies. You rock climb mountains for breakfast. Melissa, take this lug with you. She gave me a sportive shove and offered Hendrik a hand. No, and I offered Hendrik a hand. Once he accepted it, I started leading him to the dance floor with a wink from Rosemary. Be nice, though. He's more awkward with the ladies than he appears to be. See, we're getting a dance. Okay, Rose, he says. Chuckling, we reached the dance floor. He glanced down at me, then produced an owly smile. Sorry about that. Hey, I'm the one who asked you out. Thanks for accepting, even if Rosemary spoke for you. I casually swayed side to side. I'm still my swaying. And Hendrik made a few uneven shuffles, that's more like me, before deciding it was less embarrassing to keep his feet planted. If you're really good at this, he says, watching him
at her swaying.
Swaying like a palm tree. Thanks, I've been dancing since I was 12. I like to think I got the basic movements down. Pat. Down pat, is that a phrase, is it? Must be a phrase. I figured from the hoodie you always wear in the cave, Lindy Hopper, right?
Oh my god, Lindy hopping is like...
Yeah. Yep, although this music isn't exactly swing material, not jazzy enough. I love jazz and R&B myself, but there was a swing revival in Germany years back, and I got hooked on the genre. Nice. If you ever stay the weekend again, I could teach you some authentic swing moves, if you like, or just show you. I'd like that, says Hendrik. I was never one for club dancing. I actually can't remember the last time I've done something like this. What, just stood still watching someone else dance? We continued our small chat until the song faded away. Thanks for joining me. You weren't so bad. I can dance as long as I don't move my feet. I'll see you later, Melissa. We departed from the dance floor. He rejoined Rosemary, who, judging by her smirk, was already teasing him. The keys jingled in her hand, and I waved the two goodbye. Once the party reached its conclusion and the music stopped, people trickled back to the tent area, myself included. I had a good time. Hendrik wasn't an impressive dancer, but he was easygoing about the offer. Yeah, I think Shoji would have just melted.
Died.
He'd have just exploded, wouldn't he? Oh, new find to excavate today.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, oh man. So move you out of the way. Just there we go. So, okay, well, there's nothing in that row. That's good. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
1, 3, 2, 4. Oh, blimey. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
So there's 3 going there.
What, in here? Like that?
No. I'm thinking we have 3, 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. Trying to show you what I mean.
Between these 3 here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Since it's 3 down and 1 in each.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
And then maybe the second going horizontal and to the left. Where we have the 5. Then we probably just go down there. Because
here?
it's...
Like this?
No.
Sorry, no? Sorry.
I'm thinking since it's just 1 in the first row.
Yeah.
We skip that row.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes, I see. Yes. Okay. Okay. So then 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1.
Yeah.
This is really difficult. This one. 1 and 3. So what we do know is that if it's a whole number, they're next to each other. So this one has to have 6 in a row.
Yeah.
So if we were to start that 6 here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then
that works so far.
Yeah. And then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 1.
But then we have 4 in the other row.
Oh, we do, don't we? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so that means that could be 1, 2, 3, but that can't be because that's 2 and 4. Okay, cool. So maybe that's not correct. Take that out.
But it would work for just filling the lower square.
Yeah. So what sort of here?
No, if you put it in the same and just go down.
Okay.
But that's 5, not 6.
There you go. 2, 3, 1.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that can't be that, so let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 there.
9.
Well, see, now 9, interestingly.
Then we know that we need to put...
Because that's a total of 10, so it can't be in there, so that means it would have to be like that.
Yeah.
But that can't be like that, because... So that means that maybe isn't there. Mm-hmm. But then that won't be there, that won't be there.
No, why wouldn't they be there?
Well, because there has to be 3 next to each other in that row, in that vertical, you see.
Mm.
If that's enough, so... Because that 9 has to be correct, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that means the 3 has to be connected to this 1 here, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So probably the 1 going down.
So sort of here. There, maybe?
Yeah.
So that would mean 8 would have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. 7 would have to be like that. And 5...
would probably go there, because then you have a diagonal going down.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Now we've got the 3 in the column there. 7, 5, 8. Okay, so now how does this set it? So that's 0, 6. We can come back to that. 1 and 3, that works. 2 and 4, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, So 7 has to be there like that.
Mm-hmm.
But 1 and 1. So no. That means to be there then, possibly.
Mm.
That means that can't be there.
Move it up one bit.
Yeah, okay. 7, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6, I guess. So then the 3 and the 1, this is different then.
Mm-hmm.
So those two might be wrong. Oh, actually that's okay. That's 5 and 5, 3. So 3 and 1 must be in here somewhere.
Yeah, probably in the 6 then, maybe.
Yeah, okay. So if we went like that, so that's 6.
I think, yeah, or yeah, if we go up, how does that works too? If we go up
If we go up from where? Sorry, from there.
from, yeah.
Okay, so if we like that. Okay, 1 3 0 6 2 4 7 6 6 5 5 oop 3 5 7 8 9.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we remove the put it down one space, so you take the one on the highest.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking we're building an urn.
Oh, so I see. Yeah, okay. 8, 3 and 1, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. I think that's it. Do you want to check?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes!
Ah,
Brilliant.
so nice when you do it right.
Oh, couldn't be happier. Cave bear. You see, initially they look almost impossible, but then, you know,
Yeah.
there's logic.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler's already half done with his square. I discreetly glanced and knelt at his knelt frame. Sorry, he had an updated photograph to compare the new position of his sediments. A sentimental swing song started, and I quickly hit next on my phone. I thought I deleted it from my list. While skipping through my collection, I heard voices above me and looked up, wondering what the hullabaloo was about. On the narrow industrial catwalk, Dondre and Chantal were engaging in a lively conversation. Judging from her laughter, he was telling a humorous story, animated with exaggerated motions. Oh, Shoji waited anxiously a few paces behind them, his hands occupied with 2 buckets. He looked uncertain on whether to ask them to move or to retreat instead.
Oh.
You see, he would have just exploded if we'd asked him to dance. Finally, Shoji uttered something low and apologetic, catching her attention, and the pair separated. DeAndre shuffled backwards to the edge of the catwalk, and I gasped in horror. Look out! Oh,
is he going to die?
Oh. Well, like some sort of Scandi noir thing. The killing. His foot stumbled over a cement block. A cement block? What? Which contained a wooden beam with a heat lamp clamped to it. Shoji dropped the bucket and lunged forward with Chantal to grab DeAndre. However, they couldn't stop the items he collided into, and they tipped over the catwalk. I instinctively dove for Kyler, who was unaware of the event. Oh
yeah, he's deaf.
Because he's definitely got the implant, hasn't he? Yeah. There was a loud crash behind us, and I tackled him out of harm's way, and I cradled his head protectively as we hit the hard ground. Dirt from the bucket spilled through the catwalk and rained down on us harmlessly. I glanced back to view the damage. Are you okay? Sherry briskly walked along the lower catwalk towards our pit and fearfully peered over. I scooted back and realised I still had Kyler pinned to the floor. It appeared safe enough, and Kyler sat up, immediately examining the mess. I heard perturbed voices from above, including Jandre's. I turned to Sherry first, doing my best to ignore my visible shaking. My earbuds had come loose, and I stuffed them into my pocket to mask my trembling. Yeah, we're fine. Careful, the heat lamp shattered. Don't cut yourself, says Sherry. I stood up cautiously, taking note of the disturbed dirt and the wooden beam that leaned right against my square. It would have hit me if I hadn't moved, along with the heat lamp and cement block that were right by my feet. Oh, blimey. Oh, man, that was close. Yeah. For safety reasons, I approached the ladder, but paused when Kyla unleashed an enraged rant at DeAndre. Whenever DeAndre desperately tried to counter, Kyla cut him off and gestured wildly at the mess.
I kind of understand Kyler at this moment, because we could have died.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah. So we clear up the mess or calm? No, we don't need to calm him down, do we? Or do we?
No.
No, yeah, let him rant. Okay. At least I could remove this heat lamp. I knelt down, but my fingers grazed the edge. I let out a pained gasp. Oh no! And reflexively moved my hand. That's a very archaeological thing to do, incidentally, being reflexive. But archaeology theory joke. Removed my hand. I stuck the burned fingertip into my mouth. My reaction caused Kyla to turn around, dropping his tirade to tend to me. Kyla, what are you doing? You shouldn't touch any of this wreck. Come on, let's get out of here, he says. Although I do believe he's French, isn't he, or Belgian?
Yeah.
I should be. What are you doing? Right, says Melissa. Sherry, are either of you injured? Kyla rubbed the back of his neck while I wriggled my injured finger. To be fair, I think I would be as well. You know, oh, my finger. Small burn, but I think I'll live, says Melissa. I'm fine. I was briefly dazed when Melissa saved me, but I didn't hit my head or anything, says Kyla. I put my hand to my chest and exhaled loudly with relief. Oh, good. I didn't mean to tackle you like that. It all just happened so fast. From the corner of my eye, I saw curious students staring down at us. Forcing a grin, I gave an awkward wave. We're okay. No harm done. Hopefully, my cheerful tone pacified their anxiety. DeAndre looked as if he was about to throw up from sheer guilt. Yeah.
Well, he should.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, with a wild gesturing on a catwalk. He was that pale. He shuffled a few paces down and grabbed the railing as he leaned over to get a better view. Are you sure? I'm very sorry about that. I'll clean up the mess and everything. I wasn't thinking. And what on earth? Says Hendrik. Oh no. Hendrik approached DeAndre, who began pointing, explaining in fretful French. Joan was a few steps behind Hendrik, and I assumed she was the one who alerted Hendrik to the incident. Yeah. And she always looks so worried, doesn't she? Shoji and Chantal joined in, with Shoji stammering profusely, while DeAndre watched him in surprise. I guess Shoji felt partly responsible for the whole thing too. Now what? Kyla and I can't exactly continue our excavation. I don't mind cleaning up, says Melissa. Goodness, no! You two experienced a close call just moments ago. If anything, it's the main team's fault for overlooking such a precarious setup. Yeah. Take a break, or you can switch to the lab. We'll take care of this straight away. I know Augustine isn't going to be thrilled about this. Yeah.
No.
I'll try and clean up as much as I can before he sees the full mess. Now, I'm trying to decide, is that actually good practice? You should probably...
I mean, I'm just feeling they need to file like a claim for a work-related accident.
Well, or at the very least, I mean, you should definitely have an on-site sort of accident notebook, shouldn't you? For insurance purposes and that sort of stuff. But
maybe, I mean, she is kind of like the second boss there, so maybe if she puts in the claim or like makes the report, then maybe they don't have to show him that if he just throws a fit.
Yeah.
But if he throws a fit instead of worrying about the almost injured students, then...
Okay. So maybe she's not just trying to cover it up.
That would be a very like high academic thing to do, to be like, my site! Oh, you're on the site, but my site!
Indeed, yeah. We'd have to scoop you off the ground, and do you know how much contamination that would be? Okay, so...
I have plenty of students. I only have that sediment.
Oh, this Neanderthal bone has human blood on it. Oh. Before I could protest, she shooed the both of us away, encouraging us to get some fresh air. Okay, once we were outside, it wasn't until I gazed at the forest that I noticed my heart beat rapidly. Oh, guess that scared me more than I thought. I leaned against the wall heavily to support myself. It terrified me to know if I was a moment slower, Kyla, or most likely myself, judging from where the equipment smashed, could have been seriously hurt or worse. Are you truly all right? Says Kyla. The words were hesitant but sympathetic, and I tilted my head in his direction. Yeah, obviously a little shaken, but I'll be fine. I'm glad you're physically unarmed at any rate. I thank you for shielding me. How were you able to react to that fast? And she's like, well, I'm a superhero.
I have hearing.
Oh, Liv! Oh. I was going to say she's like Spider-Man, but no, I can hear things, like, honestly. So I was fortunate enough to hear the chatter. Okay, fair enough. And I saw it happen. It was like in slow motion. I could see it coming, and yet I wasn't able to prevent it. Absolutely. I knew you wouldn't be able to hear what went on, and I couldn't exactly warn you. It must have been confusing me tackling you to the ground for supposedly no reason. Blame it on my dancing reflexes. She's like a cat, like a ninja. I had no clue what was happening until I looked past you. Again, thank you. If you hadn't... He trailed off, unable to finish. I nodded understandingly. It's nothing. The less it's brought up, the better. I don't want to dwell on it, or I'll make myself sick with worry over the could-have-beens. I'll do lab work in the meantime. You? I'm going to remain here, he says.
Oh.
Right. Well, later then. Laters. I departed, grateful for the fresh air. Halfway down the path to the museum, Jandre called for me. He skidded to a stop a few paces before me, leaning over with his hands on his knees to catch his breath. He must have been sprinting like mad to catch up. There you are. I really wanted to apologise for the whole thing. You're not hurt, are you? I'm fine. Kyle and I made it through unharmed. Did you talk to him? He kicked a pebble in the embedded dirt. I tried, but he didn't want to hear it. Then I got worried that you felt the same way. Let it go, or berate him for his carelessness?
I mean, he needs to be berated, but...
I think the thing is, I mean, he's going to get berated by the others, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he seems to... I mean, yeah, let it go.
He seems to get it, yeah. He looks worried.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry about it. No one was hurt in the end. He bashfully scratched the back of his head, as if he was unable to tell whether I said that to be nice, or from genuine relief. You sure? I mean, if that cement block had hit you... Do I look dead to you? No. Then it's okay. No one got injured, and that's what matters. You don't need to beat yourself up over it. I'm sure you feel bad enough as it is. I'm not angry at you either. It was an accident. The heat lamp should not have been positioned there anyway. It was already a danger. I'm glad you weren't hurt. You nearly toppled off there. I was lucky. I had no idea Shoji could react so that fast. Chantal, too. I highly doubt they could have stopped my fall alone. You were impressive yourself, shielding Kyla from the equipment. Only because people have always told me I have fast reflexes, she says. Mm-hmm. She's like Neo, she can dodge bullets. Mm-hmm. I avoided mentioning that I was able to take action because I glanced up by chance. There was enough guilt on his shoulders, and he didn't need to know that if I was tuned out, it might have ended differently. I'm glad you're okay. Now, I need to return and help with the cleanup before Professor Dupont gets here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We exchanged cringed expressions. What is a cringed expression? Yeah. But Jandre gave me a clap on the shoulder to show he was going to face it head on. Right. I'll see you later, Jandre. And off we go. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Study, fail. Well, you did nearly die. Catch, success. Goes to the lab. Success.
Whoop, whoop.
5 objects to clean in the lab today. Good luck. Okay. Okay, let's not break anything. So, 17. So let's see. 8 is the bucket and sieve. That leaves us with 9 to play with.
So I think cloth will be too much.
Yeah. Craft stick, brush.
Yeah. Maybe brush and craft sticks.
Okay. Oh. Actually, I'm going to do a toothpick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Check. 11. Oh, actually, so 8, 9, 10, 13. So it should have been 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So actually, all but the toothpick.
Okay.
With that 10, yeah, that would have got us to 17. Okay. 24.
And what's the value of the sieve?
8. So do you think it's going to be everything?
Everything? Yeah.
Okay. Because if 17 was all but the toothpick, then...
Yeah.
Oh, come on! That's not fair. Okay. Oh, you see, now this is where the game does fall down. Real archaeological, cleaning. It's not like, okay, I can only use this tool with this much pressure.
I mean, and moreover, when you actually clean something in real life, you like can check it while you do it.
Yeah, you just go.
You don't go like, okay, I'll pick these tools, and no matter what happens, I'll use them.
Well, I said I was going to use the jackhammer.
Like, this is breaking apart when I sieve it. I'll continue.
Yeah. Or it's not, or even as though you go into the lab and people just say, today you're going to be cleaning things, and you go, okay, choose your tools. Okay.
What am I cleaning?
You will not know.
Yeah, this is probably one of the least archaeologically correct parts of the game.
Yeah, although we have done better in previous sessions.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so 9. Bucket sieve 9. So that leaves us with 8.
So then the cloth is probably like between a 6 and an 8.
Yeah. So cloth and toothpick?
Yeah.
Oh! 1 point off. That's fine. Okay, 20. So 8. And then I'm really scared.
Cloth and brush, maybe?
It's almost though that's what it is. They're getting you to clean with, like, they put the stuff in a box and you get to put your hand in the box, and and you're not allowed to look at what. And there's a song with a klaxon going, clean the object. Like, you're like, okay, I'm sorry.
And then you go like, nope,
yeah,
my
it
face.
breaks. You say,
This ancient artifact is now broken. Isn't there a better way we can do this, sir?
No.
You failed. I'm sorry for keeping all of the fail when I can't do it because you won't allow me to look at it.
Oh. Okay.
Cloth and brush, maybe.
Okay, cloth and brush. So if that's 8, I reckon that's what, like, going to be 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like 14. I reckon we can probably fit the toothpick in as well.
You think? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. It's on your responsibility.
Okay, let's check. Yes! Nice and clean!
Good work.
Oh, that's such a relief. See, that would be so intense, wouldn't it? If maybe there's someone just behind perspex and they've got this, like, a red bulb and a green bulb, and then gonna make
also
ding ding.
Remember that this is grade, like, stuff. So your grades would depend on how well you're doing.
Okay, target force 20. This is the thing as well. Target force is so abstract.
Yeah.
Just goes, you must clean this with target force of 22. To 9. Okay, so we were 1. I reckon cloth brush craft stick.
Yeah. Okay. Do it.
Okay, check. Oh.
See? I mean, you can't even go on what you had last time.
No. Because so 9 plus 7, that'd be 16. 16, actually, that would have been almost correct. So brush and then toothpick, so craft stick. I guess.
Never used a craft sticks.
Never used craft sticks. You didn't do a very good job today.
No shit.
Ugh, we're doing a terrible job. Socialising. We failed at socialising. Gaming. We failed at gaming.
We fail at everything.
Pasta again, says Chantal. What's with all this high-calorie stuff anyway? If you're digging in a cave, I imagine you need some high-calorie stuff. Or at least, pasta is good calories at least. I grinned as I watched Chantal shove another forkful of Alfredo tortellini into her mouth. It took you that long to notice? Besides, it's the easiest, most inexpensive stuff to make. All you do is throw the stuff into a pot, let it boil, and use pre-made sauces. Well, maybe in America. No. I can understand that. But then, actually, no, because when we were doing the volunteering in the kitchen, there were ingredients. Yeah. Plus, it gives you energy after all that digging and lab work. And all that forceful cleaning we've been doing. Yeah. True, but variety would be nice. It's mostly chili, as some type of soup, macaroni, again with the pasta. She trailed off and we continued eating. A moment later, Chantal let out an unexpected sigh.
Aww.
Something up? Is it about the food again? No, I feel bad about what happened with DeAndre. He was already struggling to pass the elective, and the near fall made it worse. Yeah. Plus, it's kind of my fault too. I wonder if they'll fail him. Augustine can do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. Of course, our teachers aren't here for us. Our teachers aren't here for us to pass. We need to at least perform satisfactorily. Basically, don't break stuff, don't fumble on our document reports, and finish our square. Oh, we fumbled our document reports.
Yeah,
oh dear.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I hardly seem to be in the cave at all, says Melissa. Our chat continued until we finished our meals. While one of the volunteers stacked my plates, my mind drifted to DeAndre. I really hope they won't fail him for an accident. How was he anyway? At lunch he laughed and even retold the story to the students who weren't there. Should I go and find DeAndre or talk to Hendrik about it?
I mean, it's always good talking to Hendrik if we're going to date him.
Hey, we just danced. It's just a dance. But
being DeAndre's friend, I mean, it would be nice to go and talk to him instead of just going to the teacher going, is he all right?
Yeah. You're not going to fail him, are you? Okay. I missed him at dinner and I didn't see him hanging at the campfire site as usual. Okay. I walked around the museum before entering it. So I thought she meant I walked in around the museum before I entered. Like, what? Walked around the outside of the museum before I entered it, and there was still no sign of him. This was definitely out of the ordinary. Yeah. He didn't go home already, right? I returned to the eating area and spotted Chantal and Joan chatting. Hey, have you two seen DeAndre anywhere? Joan, oh? I saw him walk by earlier with the atlatl. Ah, the atlatl. Atlatl? Now, do you know what an atlatl is?
Yeah.
Cool, okay. Spear thingy. There's a branching path off the main one, and it takes you to an open space. He should be there. Thanks. I jogged along the path to the cave, stopping halfway once I found a little trail that led off through the forest. I heard a loud "Huh!" followed by a rustle.
Oh, I see hidden things.
DeAndre walked up to the spear embedded in a haystack. With one hand, he yanked it out and returned to a farther distance. Hey, DeAndre, what are you doing here? He barely glanced in my direction before he took a wide lunge and launched the spear using a smaller rod. It missed the hay by a few feet, and he groaned disappointedly before turning to me. Clearing my thoughts. Is it about the accident? That and a bunch of other things. I'm convinced I'm going to fail this elective, which means signing up for another course in the fall. At least it's only one course. Yeah, but I was hoping to finish this summer so I could focus on my rugby. Even if it's one course, it'll mess up my schedule, and I promised my team I would focus 110% this fall. Me and my big mouth. I didn't think I'd struggle with rocks and dirt, but here I am. Well, you know what, DeAndre? Do you know what, DeAndre, mister? This is obviously me talking, not Melissa. Archaeology isn't rocks and dirt, that's geology.
But I'm thinking that having that attitude never helps.
Doesn't help, no. Better start packing if I already know the result. No, but you don't know the result, man. Yeah. Why don't you try? I'm sure you'll pass now that you know how to dig and do the lab work. And mess up a second time? I'm not exactly a science guy. Most of my courses have been English related. We all have our weak points. It's not easy to absorb a subject you never studied before in the span of 4 weeks, which is true, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I imagine actually, I guess as Joan was saying, if you in 4 weeks, I mean, basically it's just a case of don't kill anyone, and you should be okay, shouldn't you? This is basically a form of indented servitude, isn't it? It's kind of like a case of turn up, dig, learn roughly what a Neanderthal is, and we'll give you a mark. True, I might as well go for it again. I know the structure at least, and I have nothing to lose. It's true.
Except Melissa's life.
Yeah, well, did you come to see how I was doing? Of course, I was worried about you, DeAndre. Hey! Oh, thanks for caring about me. Mel, I'm fine. I only needed some fresh air and to take my mind off things. I'll get it all sorted out. Right, good luck with it. Oh, okay. Should I stay with Joan or Chantel and Chantel this weekend?
No, stay with in camp and learn Hendrik to swing.
Yes, okay, yeah, let's teach Hendrik to dance, so let's go no. Nah, maybe next weekend. So dance all weekend. Failed to dance. Success at dancing.
Just getting better.
Failed at dancing.
Almost.
Okay, so we need to... I don't know, is there anything you want to change in the schedule in week 5?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, let's play then. The halfway point, huh? Oh, we're halfway, part 5, and we're halfway through the game.
Guys, this is going to be a long series.
But I'm in for the long haul. Today, Caelan Cave would receive an influx of new students, meaning repeated lectures and speeches. Oh, boring.
Oh, I know what it is.
I could count on Kyla, Chantal and Joan returning, and of course the main excavation team. But, as usual, the truck pulled up before the closed gate. Augustine hopped out and unlocked it. Before returning to his vehicle to park it elsewhere, Sherry approached me, patting her purse. I have your journal. Please go over it when you have the chance. Will do. Thanks, Sherry. She disappeared into the museum. As time passed, more and more students arrived. Unlike the first time, I immediately greeted them with broken French, then explained I could not speak French. No, not speaking very well. They responded in English with various degrees of fluency, appreciating the warm welcome. Hendrik and Rosemary arrived next. Oh, so I was just on my own. Well, so Melissa was just on her own all weekend. Yeah. Oh, okay, just dancing on her own. Okay.
In a closed museum.
Hendrik and Rosemary arrived next. Hendrik gave me a friendly wave as I hurried to meet them. Leaning down, he greeted me with a light kiss to both cheeks, and Rosemary followed suit.
French people.
Yeah. Belgian, French.
Mm.
Well, there isn't Hendrik German. I don't know. Hey, kiddo. How was your
Europeans.
weekend? Yeah, Europeans. Ugh. Thank goodness I'm not going to be European soon. Sigh. Let's not talk about that.
You'll just get mad.
I'll just get angry, yeah. Looks like you survived, at least. I hope the scary sounds didn't keep you awake all night. I learned to drown them out with my headphones. Now I can actually sleep. Sounds? Yeah, my Uncle Jake, the museum was haunted by the wrath of the Neanderthal, we dug up, and she believed it. I did not. It's a little eerie at night, that's all. Well, you are surrounded by a lot of bones, said Henrik. Wrath of Neanderthal? You're more likely to be haunted by the ghosts of the students who found stone tools in their wet screen. You aren't helping. We talked until Hendrik and Rosemary excused themselves to set up their equipment. It looked like everyone had arrived. Even Kyla gave me a nod of acknowledgement before vanishing to the tent area. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted DeAndre and Shoji both pulling their luggage. And I brightened. DeAndre's return was expected, but Shoji had no reason to continue the elective. Greet Shoji or greet DeAndre?
I mean, me being a geek among geeks, yeah. I would greet Shoji first just because he probably needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially, also, we just acknowledged that he didn't have to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, you're coming back. Okay, cool. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Ça va bien. I leaned in, and he froze on the spot. Noting his hesitation, I paused, waiting for a sign, so that he turned his head to the side. It's like a submarine movie with two submarines passing underwater. He turned his head to the side, and I gave him a light kiss on one cheek and then the other. Sorry, did I do it wrong? No, I just didn't expect it. That's all, says Shoji. Aww. And what brings you back? I thought you finished the elective for good. In a way, yes. I passed the elective with a B. I thought I'd do worse, so it was a very pleasant surprise. Then, I came back because I feel it's been a good experience for me.
Yay!
Yay! You've been enjoying your time here? I have. At first I wasn't sure, and I felt awkward, but people have been friendly. Even if Augustine can get a little scary at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, I'm glad you're here again. It's nice to see a familiar face. And now you have more experience than most of the students here. Yes. Was it yes, he says. He took tiny steps, and I saw he was trying to reach the tent area without brushing me off. I gestured toward the path. Go ahead. You can tell me if you need to end the conversation, With a grateful nod, he wheeled his luggage away, just as DeAndre was coming back. Ready for round two? You know it. Even if Dupont isn't happy to see my mug here again, Hendrik said. I'll do... No, he said... Sorry.
Hendrik said.
Hendrik said. Oh, goodness me. Sometimes letters, man. Here again. Hendrik said he'd do his best to be more available this time. It probably won't be easy with the wave of new students. At least I'm familiar with the routine. When we heard Augustine shouting to gather students around, DeAndre lowered his voice. I'll definitely pass this time. I couldn't believe it was already the halfway point. Time to make the most of the last 4 weeks. So, success in the lab.
Whoop, whoop.
You have 6 more objects to clean in the lab today.
We're going to die.
Good luck. Okay, 22. Come on, we can do this. So whatever we do, don't use everything. Bucket and sieve, 9. Okay.
So cloth brush, toothpicks.
Cloth brush.
I mean, the first one you always have to just.
Toothpick. Okay. Check. 4 points off. Still too dirty. Okay, could be worse though. It could be broken. 18. So 9 cloth toothpick.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice and clean. Yay! 18. Oh, same target force, more or less. So, cloth, brush.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing! Yay!
It's silly that I get this happy.
We haven't broken anything. So 15, so that'd be 9, and then crafting.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, could be worse, nice and clean. And then 16, so bucket sieve.
That's 9. So craft sticks again.
Oh, craft stick, okay. Yay!
We're doing so good this time.
23, so that'd be 9.
Cloth. Brush and...
Brush.
Yeah, I'd rather not break anything. Nice.
Yay! Nice and clean. You did an amazing job today.
Oh, we're good. We're not awful.
Phew. Okay, Mysterian industry. Cool. Now, just to be clear, we can we not, go to
the journal.
Our journal. And where is it? Where would that be?
I think.
Oh. Or is it in the in the?
If you go out, go back.
Return to the game. Okay. Actually, how do we go back?
Yes, maybe save it and go back.
No.
Just save the game.
I'm concerned now.
Like, fill in an empty spot.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Journal. There we go. No, wrong button. No. Is that it? No, that's settings. There we go. And then Mysterian industry. Replaced the Acheulean industry 200,000 years ago and lasted until 30,000 years ago. The lithic technology is associated with Neanderthals and specialised in multi-tool products and prepared cores. Rosemary's speciality as well. Nice. Excellent. Cool. And then just to check, yes, so 16 minutes to 200,000. So Mysterian is, you often end up with this sort of tortoise shell-like looking reject core in the middle. Interesting. Okay. Right. So now
we click.
There we go. Okay. Well, I was getting a bit better in the lab, but why is it so hard to write on bones? Well,
because they're not paper.
That's a good question. Yeah. Although, actually, have you ever tried writing on a banana?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good. I like it. Cursing mentally, I cleaned the dip pen, and scratched its nib into the bone to remove the blotch. Careful not to damage the bone. Careful, don't damage the bone. Ugh. I let out a defeated sigh and scratched my head. Maybe I could have Rosemary demonstrate for me again. It's just writing some letters and numbers, though. Why am I struggling so much with the final step? Says Shoji. Maybe I need to angle the pen more? Oh, come on, Shoji, just tell us. Melissa, what? He looks like he wants to say something. He does. Yeah. Did you need something?
Ask for help.
Oh, ask for help. Ask for help, yeah. So, Shoji, can you show me how to write? I keep smudging the bones. Of course, I don't mind at all. He stood up and manoeuvred towards my workstation. After he sat down, I passed him the tooth, and he turned it over until he found a flat surface. Thanks for helping me. It's not a problem. I like helping when I can. Aww. I watched him read my document, and I pointed to the recorded bone and its identification. He carefully dipped the pen, then fluently jotted down the label. When he was satisfied, he placed the pen down on a paper towel and handed the tooth to me. It should be okay once it dries. How did you do it so neatly? It's hard to explain. Can you write something for me? Taking the pen, I dipped it, then scribbled something on the back of a document. I was sure it wouldn't ruin the document if I wrote on the corner. Pan skulls. It says pen skills. Ah. I know. My writing is a little messy. I'll try again. Anyway, you're holding it correctly. You tend to blotch when you're making an upward stroke. You need to have the nib barely touch the surface when you do that, or it'll snag, especially if the surface is uneven. Okay, if that makes sense. I attempted again, and this time my E didn't look as crooked or spotty. Wow, that made such a difference already. You'll get better with practice, said Shoji. Thanks again, I really appreciate it. Derian. And there we go. Success at catch. Success at socialising. And there we go. So, shall we leave it there for today?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, cool. So we're halfway through our time at the Grotte du Calin. And we've had a dance with Hendrik. We found out that Rosemary may be into the ladies.
And DeAndre almost killed us.
Yeah, DeAndre almost killed us. What an eventful day. Cool. Well, yeah, I think we're committed now. We're going to have to play the whole game, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, guys at home, hopefully you have enjoyed this as well. If you're along for the story with us, you're probably just as engaged as we are with what's going on with Melissa. But if not, I strongly recommend checking out the first 4 parts of this because
or some other videos if you're not into dating simulations.
Yeah. Well, obviously, but also, I suppose, more to the point, if you're looking for just that sort of light experience where you can learn something in passing about archaeology of a particular region, this is a really good thing.
It is.
Because actually, from what obviously I've never dug in France. I don't know if you have, Liv. But I did do a lot of study of Neanderthal and sort of Melars and this kind of thing, archaeology, and the research continues to be top notch. It's really good, so I'm impressed. Anyway, thank you for your time, Liv.
Thank you.
You're amazing. And as ever, until next time, guys, do take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.